because there's going to be a lot of little subtleties, and like I said, the importance of all of these subtleties is super, super important. Okay, we're already recording. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to lay on your back, and generally you're going to do this on the floor. You can also put your back against a wall, and then you're going to find ideal positioning using the contact with the ground as feedback to tell you where you are in space. So go ahead and bend both your knees, and you want to get about 90 degrees here, and you want to get your feet kind of in a nice strong stance, kind of underneath your knees and your hips, so that ever you feel if you were standing in this position, you'd be in an athletic stance. Then what you're going to do is that you're going to tilt the back backwards and forwards, and you're going to do that tilt 3 times, and you only want to do it in the place where you don't feel any irritation, and you're going to find the middle of that range of motion. Okay, go ahead, find that middle.
I feel it in my hamstrings.
Okay.
They're tight. There we go. Now they're loosening.
So go ahead and find that middle position for me. So I want you to tilt backwards. That feels closer to the middle to me.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Okay.
But remember that we have to worry about that spinal extension, and I'm putting you in a closer to spinal extension place here. So if you feel like you need to tilt the pelvis backwards a bit, that's okay. Okay? Then hands at your sides. And we want you to think about engaging the shoulders. So if I push up on your arms, don't let me. So you feel the lat here turn on when I do that?
Yep.
So that lat crosses the spine on both sides and helps to stabilize the spine.
Okay.
So it's a really important, posture is very, very important. And then back of the neck, I'm gonna let this come down just a bit. And then we wanna say the back of the neck long. So you're almost kind of, and that might have been a little too much, but for figuring this out, that's okay to get to figure out. So that's the alignment. Now, the second part is the engagement, and the engagement is going to be 3 things: breath, transverse abdominis muscle, and the muscles of the pelvic floor. So the breath is going to be in through the nose, out through the mouth, through pursed lips and tongue, and you want to slow the air going out. You want to resist the air going out really by putting the tongue on the roof of the mouth, making a shh sound. Can you show that to me? Shh. So not a, more of a shh, like you're telling someone to be quiet. Shh. Good. Okay, so now abdominal muscles. We have 3 layers of abdominal muscles. We have the rectus abdominis, the abdominal obliques, and the one we are concerned with right now, the transverse abdominis, named because it goes transversely across the lower belly. And what that muscle does is it tightens or draws the lower belly back towards the spine. You take 2 fingers, put them right here on this pointy hip bone. So you feel the pointy hip bone, and then come just to the inside. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. So now what I want you to do is I want you to take a breath in, and as you're breathing out, try and engage and tighten here. Shh. Perfect. Exactly. But you feel how you kind of started nice and strong, and then you let it go away. See if you can make that stay more consistently. Shh. Good. Okay. Now the muscles of the pelvic floor. Pelvic floor muscles sit here, and the urethra, what we pee through, and the anus, what we poop through, both pass through that muscle. When you contract that muscle, it moves up towards your head. It takes penis, testicles, anus with it. 2 cues to help people get to know that they're contracting their pelvic floor is 1, stopping a pee in the middle of peeing, and the other one is holding in a fart. Mm-hmm. We don't want people to stop peeing in the middle of peeing all the time, because that does promote urinary tract infections. We just want people to help figure out, when am I engaging the pelvic floor muscles? Can you engage your pelvic floor muscles?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we combine all 3 of those things. So now it's a breath in, you breathe out, you engage the transverse abdominis and the pelvic floor. Shh. Use the shh, make the shh sound. Breath in again. push that breath all the way out. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Good. So you feel the pelvic floor and the transverse abdominis engaging, yes? Mm-hmm. Okay. So now we want to add movement. And our movements are quite simple. So all I'm going to have you do is from the hip joint, and I only want you to move the hip joint. You're going to go from your existing position, only one leg, breath in, shh, engage, leg comes up at the tabletop. Shh. That far. Good, perfect. And then breath in again, breathe out, engage, shh, leg comes back down.